Hello, beautiful ones.
Well, hello.
How are you? It's Jody.
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hello, everybody. It is Kelly from the Edge Network, and we today are launching a new beautiful show. It is called Tea Time with Witch Jodi RN. And I think this show is going to go into a lot of different directions. We're opening it up to some questions if people have questions for that. And Jodi is going to, today in our first episode, she's just going to introduce herself, what she does, how she does it, and all the magical things that is Witch Jodi. I'm the publisher of Edge Magazine. I'm just going to do a little shameless plug. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And Jodi is a partner in crime, and she is our in-house herbalist. And without further ado, Witch Jodi, welcome to your show and the network.
Thank you so very much.
Tell us about yourself. And by the way, I want to let everyone know that I went and got a really cool little teacup and we're having tea. I think Jodi's going to pour herself a cup.
So I had to show you my beautiful teacup first. So I got this at a marketplace in Salem, and it is English. I got it. It was like I don't know if it was like a flea market or what when I was out there one year. So I am going to actually, with my English teapot, the whole 9 yards, you guys, we got to have some tea.
Got to have proper tea.
That's right. I mean,
so what's our flavor today?
Well, I'm going to tell you. In England, we do high tea at 4 in the evening or 4 in the afternoon. And today I am. I'm not good with the camera, guys, so you got to bear with me as I learn. But this is called Earl Grey. Very standard in England, and this is by the Kitchen Witch Gourmet, and I carry this in my store. I have multiple flavors. My very favorite one is Scottish Goddess, but today, kicking it off, we're going to do Earl Grey.
Beautiful.
Teas up, bottoms up.
There we go. So you are a mother, you are a wife,
Yes.
You are a daughter,
Yes.
You are a small business owner, and you're a witch and a nurse and like that, right? It's all just like whoop. So tell us, for people that don't know who you are, and that's actually a shocker, by the way. Tell us a little bit about yourself, but then also about your beautiful space that you're expanding, like whoa, in Stillwater and beyond. And I have to shut up because the floor is yours.
I just keep going.
I do.
Honestly, I am turning 57 here in like a few weeks. Yes, I don't have a problem with my age, so I will spread it. And you guys, this is so exciting to be able to start this podcast with you this year in 2025, because this is my 50th year practicing as a witch in 2025. I started practicing witchcraft when I was 7 years old. I didn't know what it was.
Right.
I just went with the feel of the earth, and I was born and raised Christian. So, I do understand religion, practice theology of religion in college. So I have a very good basis underneath me, but I always just was drawn to this and just did things with nature. Who knew? It wasn't until I was a bit older that I understood what it was as a witch. And I wear that word and I wear that name very proudly. A lot of people will ask me, does that bother you to be called a witch? I said, oh, heavens, no. I mean, I take it and I love it. I accept it. It is my power word, because to me, it means wise woman. And let me tell you, the education behind me, I'm a wise woman. I have been practicing nursing. I've been in medicine since I was actually younger than 18. I started out as a CNA, became an EMT, worked up to being a paramedic, then became an RN. So, I do have that knowledge behind me. When I was going to college, believe it or not, I was putting myself through school, working in jewelry. So I have an extensive knowledge in jewelry and in gems. The company I worked with, I actually went through and got my gemologist and my diamondologist degrees in it. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a Jackie of all trades.
You are a wise. I didn't know that you an EMT. Oh, I have so many questions now, but it makes sense, right? Like you guys, Witch Jodi's one of those ladies that you're just at souls. I don't even want to just like say she's a lady. Well, she is a lady, but if you have questions, she comes to you at this really practical, real response that comes from years of nursing and healthcare, but then also being a witch and a mother and a small business owner and like all of these different components. And you are a wise woman. You
I
are.
am.
You
I am. And I'm gracious enough to be a mother of two. I've got two children. They're adults. I've got a daughter named Bailey and a son named Justin. And I'm married to a wonderful man named, I call him Jake, but his real name is John. It's a whole story.
I was about to say there's a story there.
There's a whole story, but it'll take all day. So his nickname is Jake. So that is my husband. And I am a very, 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 very proud Oma. Now, Oma is grandmother in German. And so I have German heritage. And so my grandson calls me Oma. So I'm an Oma and I'm very proud of that. So yeah,
I love that.
so I've got some world behind me there. He's under the weather right now at home. He is not feeling well. And he was so cute this morning. He gets up, you guys, and he's like, "Oh, Ma, can you just make it better? I need my elderberry," because he can't say elderberry real well.
Yeah.
I need my special elderberry because it's elderberry syrup. I make it at home. And it builds up your immunity. It's an antioxidant, antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial. It is the gem of all. And if you want to learn about elderberry, hit me up. You can make teas out of it. You can make syrups out of it. But this is how you stay well through the cold and flu season, I will tell you. I kept my family safe from COVID, I believe, during that 2020 when I was nursing and working in the heart of some of this stuff and never contracted it. So, we were
Good
fortunate.
for you.
Yeah, we were fortunate. But boy, that's when I started making it at home, and I swear by it. I swear by it.
Do you have it at the store?
I do not. I cannot legally sell it because when you're selling syrups, you start going into a grocery licensing.
Yeah.
So you can't sell the syrup. Now I sell the actual elderberries, and I will teach you how to create it at home. And I do teach that in all my herbalism classes that I teach here at the store too.
Okay, hold on. I've got to interject. We have Garrett Irons has said hello and our maiden voyage. So we definitely want to say hi to Garrett. And then we're going to give a little bit of love to Gina Erickson.
Oh, these are my peoples. Yes.
Right.
Quite frequently. I love them both very, very much. Oh,
and then we're gonna round out to Lynn Morgan. So we gotta give some love during the let's have tea to all three of them. Thank you very much for popping in.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so you can show people how to make the syrup. I think that's great.
Yeah, I don't want to get into trouble, and that you start getting into it's just like having a restaurant. You're going to have health department to make sure that your temperatures for your refrigerator are at certain things, all that kind of good stuff. Hi, Maureen. All those wonderful, lovely things, and I want to be on the up and up. So I teach people. I have what I need to have here to be able to sell the herbs and to sell the teas, because that is a dry good. It's not something that needs to be refrigerated and maintained. So yeah. So
look at all these people popping in, just like totally saying, like, everybody, it is the maiden voyage. So please reach out and give Witch Jodi some love, because it takes a lot to set this up and say, I'm going to step forward and do this, just like kind of honoring like why you can't have elderberry syrup in your stores.
Okay, he's been on my butt to do this for a long time, and I've been like, oh, I don't know.
Yep. And let's say hello to Diet.
2025 is the year, you guys. We've got so much. It is a year. It's going to be very chaotic at the beginning of the year.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Hi, Marie. Let's groove into that, because but hold on, let's pause for a second. Mm-hmm. Let's give everybody a little bit about the show, because I think what you're doing is you're going to give some beautiful wisdom. We're going to definitely talk about what's going on in the energy, because that's crazy. Then I think, and then also you're going to round every show up with some tips and tricks like elderberry. Maybe this show is by elderberry. And then how people can connect with you. So I just want to give everybody a little bit of the structure of the show and what you can look forward to. Mm-hmm. So without further ado, let's rock into the energy of 2025.
It's going to be a doozy, like they tell you at Valley Fair. seatbelts on, arms inside the ride and have fun. It's going to be a little doozy. And this has nothing to do with, I'm not going to go into politics or anything like that, guys. This is astrological. This is serious. And I am not an astrologist. You can talk to all the people that are. We had a wonderful astrologer here. Her name is Julia. And Julia comes in and she's from Astrologize It. And she had done this free class here at the very end of December, kind of telling us what we were going to hit. And if you notice at the very beginning of the month, end of December, when Mars was in retrograde, thank God, I believe we're out now, communication, it's usually Mercury, but this was awful. Mars retrograde rocked my world. It rocked my family's world. It rocked everybody that I knew to a level of they didn't know if they were coming or going. They didn't know if they were in trouble or not in trouble. I mean, it was rough. And they talk about that some of these placements of the planet are from like the Revolutionary War time and like the French Revolution, Civil War. I mean, like these are these big markers. So we have a big doozy of a world or of a year coming in. It will smooth out. And, so how do we get through all that? My first thing, crystals. I'm a crystal girl. So this little puppy, this is a clear quartz crystal. Okay. And it's just one of mine, and I really love it. But what people don't realize with these beautiful things, this is very protective. It is actually a master healer. So if you have illness, carrying crystal around is great. If you're doing any kind of workings, and it could be for Reiki, it could be, magical workings, it could be whatever it is that you divulge in. It is an amplifier. So utilizing that particular crystal in any of your working is going to bump it up a couple notches, help your manifestations kick off faster and better. It protects, like I said, to keep the chaos and everything away. It clears mental fog. How many of you guys have been having the mental fog? Because I tell you, the Mars really kicked me with the mental fog. I felt like crazy. I was forgetting things. I'd lose my phone. I lost my phone yesterday to the point of panic, and we found it. It's not a pleasant thing, but it happens. All sorts of stuff. So it's a really, really good stone to utilize. And I definitely feel everybody should have it. Now, do you have to have something big and fancy? No, absolutely not.
Oh, I'll just own my little thing. And actually just while this, Garrett says definitely yes, mental fog. Courtney's like, oh yeah, baby.
Yep.
And yeah, absolutely. It's wild. This is a new one I just got from Julie Seiler, just because, you gotta have those fun ones. Yep. Yeah, and you gotta carry some shungite. I'm ride or die with shungite lately. And then here's my Andara. So yeah, today
obsidian.
I know, right? I was talking to a client earlier, and I was like, "There's the people that buy crystals, and then there's the ones of us that are like, we leave crystals everywhere we go."
That's true. But what people don't know too is, did you know that with clear quartz, not only everything that I've had been saying, it also helps you with goal setting. We're in January. What do people do? Everybody's goal setting. So great time to do your goal setting and carrying that, because it'll kind of kick it, like I said, and it helps with creativity. So Kelly over here, who works for the Edge and is constantly in creative mode, clear quartz is your friend, my dear. Wearing it on a necklace, whatever you need to do, but it really, really will help. Those of you guys that have a 9-to-5 job where you have a desk, put it at your desk. It's going to create that productivity for yourself to be a little bit better. Great thing to carry, like Kelly was saying, she's got a couple different ones. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Courtney.
Okay, Courtney's like, my window is full. Okay, so Courtney, what's your window full of? Is it quartz crystals? Do you have selenite? What do you think? So Jodi, what's a good combination to have in your windows?
So for me right now, especially with this crazy new year going on, I'm going to say if you have clear quartz, before we go too far, if you're going to have clear quartz and you're going to put it in your window, I will tell you right now, you want to cover it if you've got a bigger piece, because the light coming into it, do you remember being a kiddo and you had a piece of quartz, and then the sun came through it, and it would come down out the other way, and you could start a fire, and you could set the ants on fire. You don't want to
Yeah.
set the fire in your house. So be cautious of that. Small little ones you're probably going to be okay with because they're laying flat. But right now with this crazy year, I encourage you to have clear quartz, have labradorite. This is just one of my spheres from downstairs, but labradorite too, very protective. It is going to help with amplifying your thought process again and focus, spiritual growth. For those of you guys that are on that spiritual journey, that spiritual growth is really good. Letting go, absolutely letting go of the stuff you no longer need. Great one. I carry either tourmaline or black obsidian, and I like black obsidian of choice. It's just my personal protective agent. So carrying that or having that on your window, because again, it brings that protection. It dispels negativity. It washes it away like the selenite does. Amethyst is a great one too. Not clear quartz, rose quartz right now is a really good one. It's going to increase your self-awareness. You need to give yourself a little self-love this year, you guys. We're going to feel beat up. I need you to take care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself and you are always the healer like me, it's like the girl needs to heal the healer because I'm the healer. You have to have something to help yourself a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. You're going to get sick. It's never a good thing.
Right.
And my magic one, everywhere I go, and those of you guys that know me, I never leave without my moonstone. Moonstone is my absolute talisman. It is my absolute protective stone. It not only protects, but it's really good for emotional balance. It helps you with intuition. It's also good for new beginnings, and of course, lucid dreaming. And it's the feminine divine stone, brings that femininity out.
And Jodi, you have all of these crystals at Midwest Witchery and Healing in Stillwater, Minnesota, don't you?
Yes, and I've got from everything from tumbleds to spheres to towers, you name it. I have it. Palm stones, worry stones. I've got it all. Moonstone. Oh yeah. What she said, I think she means bracelet.
She means bracelet, but we weren't going to tell anybody. Yeah, moonstone bracelet. Oh, do you have a moonstone section? Oh, these are going to have to be crystals seen on Tea Time with Witch Jodi. You're going to have this little specialist part of the store.
I will actually take pictures of these wonderful things for you guys, like a little collaborative. Probably won't get to it until tomorrow, and I'll throw it up on my Facebook page so you guys can find it. But yeah, you definitely want to have some of them things. And I love that, Gina. I love that you are out there and you are trying to do more of that self-love. Everybody needs to take a little, it's like how they talk about self-care Sundays. That's what I like to say is self-care Sundays, because we have a Reiki person here on Sundays. I encourage you to take time, whether it's to take a bath, whether it's to go for a walk. You need to take that time for yourself, because if you don't, you're going to just get beaten down to the point of sickness or depression, severe depression. And a lot of us actually suffer from that seasonal depression disorder at this time of the year, and need to go away. Get under a sun lamp, go under infrared, go ahead, get on vacation like me. I go on vacation, I get out here. Kelly wants to do that too. I'm hoping she's going to get away sometime soon, somewhere warm.
That's the plan. I love the smoky quartz by Marie hanging in the window, and then citrine. Oh yeah, Courtney, citrine and shungite are my daily, those are my,
did you
stick them in the bra, stick them everywhere.
Yeah. Did you know that citrine also brings in money?
Great.
It brings money into you. It brings, good business into you. If you come into my store, you're going to see a lot of stuff above my door. I've got selenite up there. I have got black obsidian up there, tourmaline up there for protection. I've got malachite and citrine and amethyst, all that stuff to bring in. I'll even share, I don't do feng shui a lot, but I will share a little feng shui magic with you. If you place amethyst in your southeast corner of your home, it protects you and brings in good fortune. It brings in abundance. It brings in wellness and health, and it dispels negativity. So there is something for you to do. A little
Rock
bit of
on.
magic, that you can just, anybody can do this, but honestly, yeah, this is what I do. I teach you how to utilize and take crystals or herbs and create things and make these magical things for yourself and your family. Um, People seek, counsel from me of a lot of different things. I do. I mean, Kelly has known me for quite a while. I mean, I do so many genres. We can get into it another thing, but as a witch, I mean, that's what to me is. It's like it's taking care of people. So many people think that a witch is what you see in Hollywood, like The Witcher, or, the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz, all these bad things, or, that they're demonic, or that we're worshiping a devil, all that kind of craziness. That was Hollywood creating that. A true witch is a healer. They are scholars. Some of them are doctors and lawyers. It is a science-based method of looking at things and working with nature. A Wiccan, because there's Wicca, a Wiccan is somebody that actually worships nature. That's the true definition of Wiccan. I am not a Wiccan. I utilize nature. I do not worship any particular deity or any particular thing in nature. I utilize them, work with different deities from different pantheons to help me amplify my magic or what I happen to be doing. I love Courtney. She's checking her compass to make sure she gets that amethyst behind the
I thought you'd like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But no, I mean, being a witch in this day and age, you don't realize how many of us are out there. There's a lot of us out there. Practicing as long as I have done solitary, I've done Coventry. Now I'm, of course, a part of Lori Cabot's temple out in Salem. It's called the it's Cabot Kent Hermetic Temple is my temple. And I actually go to Salem quite frequently to do rituals and be with my brethren.
And you lead retreats in Salem.
So I did have
your website for that
last year, and I am planning on doing one this next year. I think I'm going to do it a little different. I think we're going to probably go in the month of August. I just got to work some stuff out and get around my things. You start getting into September, the prices start getting a little bit crazy. When I booked my trip to do it this last year, we started planning this. Like it was like I went up online and said, hey, if I did this, how many guys would be interested? And I got like well over 100 responses. And I thought, oh, good Lord,
I should do this.
So I went ahead and did it. And there was a total of 7 of us total that went out. In fact, a couple of the people that are watching it were a part of my group, and they had a great time. And we booked it early, and we could not get a room in Salem. So we had to say Peabody, not Peabody. Peabody is how you pronounce it out there, which was fine. And they have the time of their life. I mean, they can say what they want, but they had a blast. I mean, I take you on adventures. I mean, I worked it with my Cabot people at the temple to let them come in, because they will allow it to come in and do, public can come in. But when you're bringing a larger group, they want a heads up. So I went ahead and I called and I got permission to bring everybody in. So they got to be a part of that. They got to see me actually work in my full robes with the Cabots. I took them to a whole bunch of different historical places. They got a really good feel for it. This next time around, I want to do it a little different, where I would like to stay in Salem, and that's why I think we're going to have to go in August, because you can't touch the rooms. It starts getting really expensive. So I think going in August might be the way to do it. And then that way too, I can rent a motor coach just to bring us into town. Everything is going to be right there in town. We don't have to constantly be running around with a vehicle. And then I'm going to take them to a couple of places outside of town. We went to the Hammond Castle, which is up in Gloucester. And these guys, because I had a smaller group this time, they got to come with me to my warehouse out in Gloucester and actually got to come in and see me when I was purchasing my crystals. When I get crystals from my store, so everything I carry here, you guys, are ethically sourced. I need to know where it was coming from. I don't get stuff from China, Pakistan, all that kind of stuff. I'm extremely ethical. I need to know that there's been no child slavery or labor going on with this. So I have only specific people that I will work with to make sure that that has been handled throughout time. That's why my crystals will not be as big as some other crystal places as far as volume, because if it's not ethically sourced, it will not come in my door. That is a hard, firm belief, because I protect all humanity. I protect all nature, and it's very, very important to me. And I want to bring that forth to you. And I think that that's something that's nice, because we're the real deal here in Stillwater. I mean, here at my store, it's the real deal. I am a true witch. The people who come in here and are like my readers and my staff, they know their stuff. I mean, you can't be like, oh, I love tarot and I'm going to just come in and do it. They go through an audition process with multiple people to make sure they really, really know what they're doing. The same thing with any product that comes through. Everything has to be ethically sourced. It has to be all organic when it comes to my herbs. Very particular about everything. I work a lot with women's health, with everything coming around the bandwagon. So yes, I do have blue and black cohosh. I do have the different stuff for people who are postmenopausal women to help with the hot flashes and the insomnia.
We're gonna do a show on that, because that's coming up.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing. I can't get it fit in for February because I'm running out of space.
Nope.
As far as my classes already for month of February here at the store, but I am going to have a class probably in March, if not early April, here at the store to help women with this. It's that's what I'm here to do. Is I'm here to help humanity. And again, there's so many people. I can't tell you how many nurses and doctors actually will call themselves an unofficial witch, because they actually are seeing how energy influences and how energy is the one that is going to move the things, and that's what creates the magic and whatnot. There's a little saying that I have that came from my Reverend Mother, and that is, it's called magic until science can prove it, and then it's going to be considered science, and you'll be taught that in your schools. So it's kind of an interesting thought process if you think about it. There's so many of us that we're like, look at me. I'm in a sweater, I dress just like you guys do. We aren't running around in our witch hats and full black all the time. Sometimes we are. And when you come into the store to see me, if it's not like 35 below zero, like it is today, I'm going to tell you, I dress in the full gamut. You're going to get the full Witch Jodi experience when you're here with me. That's just how I am. But when it's cold like this, or if I'm out in public with my family and whatnot, I look just like you guys. There's so many of us out there. There's here in the Twin Cities, if you didn't know it, we're the third largest pagan society in America, behind Salem and New Orleans. And then it's us. Before you hit San Fran, before you hit Seattle and Portland, the West Coast, we're actually largest, the third largest. It's crazy. But it's the truth, and we just keep getting bigger. And so I love it that people are starting to think outside the box and realizing that you don't have to conform to anything. You can feel it here in your heart, and what is right that you feel is right for you is what you should be out there doing. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we are getting, it's already been a half hour, my lady. I just want to let you know. Our beautiful friend Garrett.
Yes.
I love that he called it.
It's Paganicon.
But let's talk about Pagonicon. So let's invite people to your store and your healing center. And then I know you're going to be seen at Pagonicon. So let's do a shout out for that beautiful community.
Yes. So Pagonicon, which is coming up in March, you guys, it is March 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It is held at the Crown Plaza over in, I don't know if they call it South Minneapolis or Plymouth. I call it Plymouth. It is a fantastic thing. It's a 3-day conference and you pay to get in. Once you pay to get in, you can do 1 day, 2 day, you can do all 3 days. You can look at the schedule online and decide what you want to do. But I encourage you, if you can afford to do all 3 days, go. Once you've paid your fee to get in, you have free reign. And it is nonstop, beginning to end of day classes. There's rituals, there's workshops, there's dance, and there's all sorts of different stuff going on. And there's a healing room. There is a vendoring room. I mean, it's fantastic, and it's all free once you get in there.
It's also very immersive. So that's one thing that I want to let everyone know. And I've been a couple of years is that it's very safe.
It is.
It's very immersive. And I think really Pagonicon like rents out the whole hotel so you can be free to be you.
Yep.
And I just want to share that.
Yeah, it is. And Kelly is right. I mean, it doesn't matter what culture you come from. I mean, you've got, the LGBTQIA community is there. You have got people who are, straight that are there. You have got children that are there. You have got the Druids are there. And I don't know, it's Italian practice witchcraft. You've got the Celtic. You've got the Standing Stones, and then the Northern Roots. You've got Selena's Fox. Circle Sanctuary has come up and done stuff. You get the big hitters like Christopher Penczak coming in and doing book signings. You've got Christopher Hughes that comes over from England. You've got Laura
Llewellyn brings it. They really, really invest in it.
They bring all these different things into this. I mean, Becky and Wendy and Lori and all the other board members that I do not know, all these people work very hard all year long to bring not only Pagonicon, but to bring you Pagan Pride down at Minnehaha Falls in the fall. They work very hard all year long to organize and get this going. I personally hand out 2 to 3. I don't remember if I have 3 this year or just the 2. I do 2 full ride scholarships. So, and it is called the Victoria Greenbush Scholarship. It was a very dear friend of mine that passed away of ovarian cancer 3 years ago. And I had just opened my store right after she had passed. And so I am a sponsor for it. And then I turn around and I do these scholarships so that people who can't afford it can apply. There's more than just those. There's multiple scholarships. So apply for them because you could get a free ticket to get in. It doesn't include your overnight stay, but a lot of people live around the Twin Cities. You can drive, you can Uber, whatever. And they also have a masquerade ball. I mean, my God, you guys, I mean, it's just everything. It's everything in one place. And Kelly has been there. And you can learn classes, anything for like this year, I'm teaching an herbalism. That's kind of my big hitter. They usually put me in the ballroom, and I will tell you, if you're going to come to one of my classes, show up early because I have a tendency of selling out the room to the point they have to shut the door because I go over fire capacity. Kelly will attune to that. She's been to them. But I think I'm doing Mediumship 101 this year. And then I'm doing my big herbalism class will be on Sunday. It's toward the later part. I think it's at 2:45. And they put me in the ballroom for that because I just got too big. But it's worth it. I mean, and I don't know all the different things. I know there's a couple of people doing I can't remember, some type of a ritual. And it's Lynn and another gal that I know, Lynn Winter and another gal that I know, and they're going to do some interpretive dance with it and stuff. So I'm excited to go to that one. I'm like really super excited. But there's so much. I go to the classes too. You're always learning something new. They teach you about energy working. They're teaching just a zillion.
It's right. And because we're about a month out,
Mm-hmm.
Jeff definitely will drop the website down below.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there's rooms left at the hotel. I'm pretty sure they're sold out. Okay. I've actually heard that, but there's other hotels in the area that are just within a couple of miles, and you can Uber over. you'll never find a parking place. Just pay the $5 to Uber over. It'll be worth it. I promise you. But definitely check it out. And Kelly says we'll drop that. But did anybody have questions at all for me? Because I know that I can ramble forever. So
it's all good. Oh, we've got a ton of people watching. I'm very excited for your maiden voyage.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Right.
And you can always reach out. I'll put in the quick plug of, and Kelly will drop this in all the feeds. I've got a website. It's www.midwestwitcheryhealing.com. You can go on there to book appointments. There's different things. We've got some new stuff starting in February after we get everything organized. But we do have Reiki available. I do Akashic records and past life healings. We've got mediumship here. We've got the tarot here, oracle here. I've got a yoga instructor, astrologist that does different things. And there's rituals that happen here. I will tell you, for the rituals that you see with Crystal, if you see one for the full moon or the new moon, sign up immediately. She sells out because she incorporates yoga with meditation, with doing different stuff with astrological stuff with that particular moon phasing. And she ends it up with sound bowl healing. We're going to be starting to do a lot more of sound bowl healings. So we've got so many different platforms going on here. Definitely check it out. I'm rebuilding the website for the merchandise. It needs a little help. So I'm trying to get to that too. But you guys, we have a lot here. So definitely check it out, from clothing to candles. I support so many pagans in the community. They make their product. They bring it here and it sells here. So if you guys know who Anna is from Shadowwick, I carry her candles. I've got 4.
You have Stephen Wizard's oils too. Wizard's oils. I put some of his rose on before I jumped in.
Oils are here. I've got Tracy from Sage's Aromatherapy. If you've ever had her stuff back at Paganicon and stuff in the day, I carry her product. I've got the Rogue Alchemist here.
You carry Moxie Mala's bracelets?
Do not carry Jess's. Jess and I have talked off and on. That's we have. So that is something that will probably be coming this year or next year. It's just,
you need to make Witch Jodi her own special bracelet.
She does, but I also have somebody that does something very similar.
Okay, sorry. I'm just like, I see you with the bracelet. Okay, there we go. Okay, you guys.
I've got the geek bracelets here too. So yes.
Here is the website. You guys, Witch Jodi is going to be popping on the network about once a month at 4:00, so we can have a proper tea. We just want to thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. Please make sure you can pick up your Edge magazine at Witch Jodi's place. It's in Stillwater. It's right on Main Street, right? Is that what? And then you go Tiki Lounge, and then you go in to go look for the purple doors.
Yes, and it's so neat because when you get into Stillwater, I am on Main Street. The address is 324 Main Street South. You're going to see a big building. It's called the Grand Garage. It's an antique building. It was built in 1862 or 1865. My son knows more about it than me. Long and the short of it, I'm behind the Tiki Bar. It's like walking down Diagon Alley. You are going to find me with all the purple lights, all the antique leaded glass doors. It's absolutely fabulous in here. There's a couple hair salons. And then my neighbor next door is called Golden 8. I'm going to give a shout out to Brittany, my next door neighbor. She just opened. So she does this beautiful, the permanent bracelets and necklaces and stuff. She does the permanent jewelry. Fantastic gal. Her and I are actually coordinating for Galentine's Day.
Well, you are all about collaboration. I think that's really what we can share a lot.
We work together. This is I got to do it this way. I got to get my heart there. We work together as a community. I am a community-driven model. I am here for the community. I'm building a beautiful community. When I started this tiny little shop, I never expected it to expand as big as it has. And I'm here for the community. I always wanted to do that. I didn't have a place when I was a kiddo. There was nothing in New Richmond, Wisconsin for me. I built this so people had a place to ask questions, not be picked on, not be afraid, and just have a sense of family and community. And that's what I've built, and I stand behind it.
Okay, Witch Jodi, you've said a lot.
I hope
Your
so.
maiden show is in the can.
Awesome.
You did it.
I did
Thanks,
it.
everyone, for joining us.
Thank you. I love
Um,
every one of you guys. Thank you so much for being such a support to us.
Explore your higher consciousness with the Edge Media platform. We're a multimedia platform dedicated to connecting curious teachers and seekers in a safe, welcoming space. Dive into spiritual growth with our print magazine, digital content, podcasts, and in-person experiences. Whether you're seeking wisdom or sharing it, we're here to inspire and uplift your journey, here, there, and